Welcome to the Safely Controlled Podcast, the show where we think we know what we're talking about, but we're still deeply confused.
That's right. We dive into the world of SCPs, those mysterious, spooky, and sometimes downright ridiculous anomalies that the SCP Foundation works so hard to keep under control.
How do they control them? Why do they control them? Honestly, we're still figuring that out. But hey, we got dice, and that's all we need to choose which SCP we're probably going to mispronounce today.
From homicidal rubber ducks to existentially horrifying vending machines, we're here to explain them to you. Mostly.
So buckle up and suspend your disbelief, and prepare to be entertained by two people pretending they know what's going on.
And we're back.
And now we can start our bullshit for now.
All right.
You have notes? You ever keep notes?
Notes of what?
No, like shit to talk about.
No. No, I'm winging it, baby. I'm winging it.
One of these days. What would be a good thing? Like, just type it into your phone, like something that we can discuss. Like something that you would bring up.
Stonehenge.
What?
No, I don't know. I just pulled something randomly out of my head.
Yeah, you did. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Something weird to talk about. I figured Stonehenge.
So, I have one note in my phone, and that note is that 10:30 to 11 o'clock is the fastest half hour of the day. Technically, there's two of them, but it's the fastest half hour.
Why?
I don't know. It just goes by quickly. You look at the clock. It's 10:30. It seems early. And then all of a sudden it's 11. That seems rather late. Especially PM.
I would never look at 10:30 and think it's early.
Well, what about 10:30 a.m.?
Or a.m.
No?
No. Early is like
I think,
6 in the morning.
I think that this, like, well, the 2 half hours combined, that's 1 hour out of the day that they sped up.
So there's
this was my thought the other day.
So there's a time dilation.
Yeah, and it's between 10:30 and 11 twice.
And
twice a day.
Twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I've totally looked at a clock before and was like, oh, it's 10:30. And then it doesn't seem like it's literally 30 minutes later that it's 11 o'clock. Are you seeing what I'm saying now? I think that it's the COVID.
Like it's not the COVID.
When they released the COVID, that's when they started speeding up time.
Like they dropped it like Drake dropped a hit.
Yeah, well, have you noticed that time moves a lot faster? We had a new year 8 days ago.
No, I don't notice that time's moving faster. It seems like time's going slower.
No. Oh God, no. That's why I always say, like, even when it was Christmas, I was like, dude, fucking Thanksgiving was a week ago. Time moves faster, and I think it has something to do with COVID. They had all the time, like, bottled up.
Who did?
They did.
Who's they?
The timekeepers.
The timekeepers. Is this the like
government?
That Loki thing that?
There's an old George Carlin bit where he fucking rambles on about time for like 10 fucking minutes.
It's probably only 2 minutes.
He goes, and every 4 years they have to stick in an extra day to see if it still works.
Oh, leap year. I still think we need a 13-month calendar.
Why?
Because I think someone did the math. If you divide it to like 20 so many days or 28 days, if you did it 28, every month was exactly 28 days or something like that. You'd have 13 months and it would be perfect.
Okay. I don't know. How do you change that, though?
Change what?
How do you make it a 13-month calendar?
Well, that's the problem. No one's going to want to do it.
Well, you can't.
Well, you could just say January 1st, 2026, we're starting this new calendar. Everyone's going to stick to it.
What about other people's birthdays?
Fuck them.
Okay, that's fine. Like, I
don't know. So, like, if your birthday falls on the 31st, it automatically goes to the 1st of the next month.
You just screwed up people that were born on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st of months.
I think it makes more sense.
And then so their birthdays are just like well then again, there are people that are born on February 29th.
That way, every single day of the month, Sundays are the first day of the month.
How the fuck does that work if you're born on leap year day? Like the extra day in February? How does that work? Is your birthday the 28th, or is it just March 1st?
I think on leap years, it's the day you were born, the 29th. And then on non-leap years, it's probably celebrated the last day of January or the last day of February or first day of March.
You celebrate a birthday every 4 years.
No, like you would celebrate every year, but on the actual day that you're celebrating, on the leap year, your birthday would be on the leap day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the non-leap years, it would be either the last day of the month or the first day of March.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that bullshit.
Right?
So I thought to myself, we've been rolling 4d10s for a while. I think I'm going to roll 3 today.
Oh, so we get the low number.
Yeah, let's get a low number in here. Our roll is 948. 948.
Still high considering.
But these are the old school ones. I feel like these ones have been here for fucking ever. Oh, God.
The Workaholic.
Gotta be fresh. Do you ever watch Workaholics?
Yeah.
Not for you?
I mean, you got to be in it's like this. It's like Sunny in Philadelphia. You have to be in a mood to watch that show.
All right, I'm going to read off special containment procedures. SCP-948 is contained within Area IE05. No extra precautions are required for the area beyond standard secrecy and amnestic procedures for a Foundation teaching and researching center within a civilian campus. 948 is to be regularly medically examined with blood work taken at least once a month. Where possible, these examinations should occur within the area with a focus on allowing 948 freedom to continue speaking. All of the area's staff and students are permitted to enter and exit the Pythagoras Theater freely with the use of timesheets to be posted outside the theater daily. Supervisors are to be assigned on rotation to ensure 948 is monitored at all times and that no individual spends excessive amounts of time within the object. 948 should be provided with chalk, markers, and other materials as appropriate. This is also responsibility of the supervisors with reimbursement up to €200 per... What the fuck? Annum?
Yeah, it's like annual.
Oh, allowed from the site's petty cash fund.
Description. SCP-948 is Seamus, a former surgeon in the Mater Hospital, Dublin. SCP-948 has been continuously lecturing on a variety of medical subjects in the Pythagoras Theater, Trinity College, Dublin, since July 4th, 1984. SCP-948 shows an anomalous healing effect, with physically injured subjects introduced to its lecture theater healing if it discusses relevant medical procedures. This healing effect does not seem to be any more effective than traditional medicine, but it can offer improvement when used in conjunction. SCP-948 does not display any healing effect with injuries or illnesses it is not familiar with. Beginning January 1st, 2015, a reading list of textbooks and medical papers has been provided to SCP-948 to keep it up to date with modern medicine, which has shown a marked increase in its healing ability. SCP-948 also displays a minor secondary calming effect. Many people entering the theater while it's lecturing report feeling refreshed and safe regardless of their previous condition. Prolonged exposure to this effect can lead to short-term dizziness and trouble with fine motor skills. These effects generally only manifest after 12 to 15 hours of continuous exposure to the object and thus are considered negligible. SCP-948 shows physical signs of extreme emaciation and sleep deprivation, but does not seem to need food, drink, or sleep, and commonly refuses them when offered, preferring not to interrupt his lectures. SCP-948 becomes extremely aggravated when removed from the lecture theater or otherwise prevented from lecturing, often requiring restraint. SCP-948 has proven amicable in all other aspects of interaction, allowing medical procedures to go ahead without argument, so long as they do not impede with his lecturing.
Discovery. 948 was brought into the Foundation... Oh, wait. That's not it. Discovery. 948 was brought to the Foundation's attention on the third day of his lecture. The building was cleared, and news disseminated that the anomaly had collapsed from exhaustion during the fifth day of lecturing. As 2 Foundation teaching centers were already located within the college at the time, negotiation of a change of the department was relatively smooth, and now permanent area was established around the object.
Addendum. It's May. I had to think about it.
Well, is it month then day, or is it day then month?
depends if we're in
So is
Germany
it
or
the
America.
5th of July or is it May 7th?
I would assume that it would be
the normal way.
our way.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
this is an English website.
But at the same time, they said that they were in Dublin.
Correct.
How do they read their dates? Is my point.
They reverse.
But then again, it does say July 4th right here, so. Yeah.
But it doesn't show you
Right.
the way July 4th looks in there.
I know.
Yeah.
And then obviously here, it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay.
So I guess that, in all honesty, I would read that as
A date.
April 5th or April 7th. I'm sorry, May 7th.
Okay. Addendum, May 7th, 2013. Dr. Eleanor Bridge, a researcher recently employed at Area IE5, has shown to be resistant to SCP-948's calming effect. Dr. Bridge has been assigned as a specialist supervisor tasked with befriending 948 for the purposes of the cooperation and general quality of life of the object.
I don't really have time for interruptions, Eleanor. We need to get through this topic within this lecture.
I just wanted to give you these books before I headed out. They're letting you have them now. Basic medicine stuff, but maybe things you mightn't be up to date with. I can get you anything you'd like within reason.
I appreciate the thought, of course, Eleanor, but I do wish you'd wait until I finish my lectures to bring them to me.
I never seem to catch the end, Seamus. I'm terrible, aren't I? Always trying to slip out early? I must be your worst student.
Eleanor, you mustn't joke about yourself like that. You're a wonderful student. You're rather one of my favorites.
Thank you. That's actually really nice to know. You're gonna make her do it. I know you're gonna make her do it.
Who do it?
Anna.
Do you want me to?
Eleanor.
Do you want me to make her read Eleanor?
No, I'm just saying it's Eleanor Bridge.
Yeah, and?
And I'm a dude reading Eleanor.
You were Maddie. You were a girl last thing.
I was. All right. You know what it's about? This is what it's about. You know, like, how, like, everybody gives dude from Tropic Thunder shit because he was in blackface.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I shouldn't play a woman.
Oh, okay.
But I'll do it. I don't have a problem doing it.
Glenn Close played a man in a film before.
How dare she? That's a man's role.
Yeah, she's taking roles away from men.
Well, I'm just saying. Maybe I'm getting too woke. Let's go back.
Eleanor, late as always.
You know me, Seamus. Always sleeping in. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, this and that. Listen, I was reading your textbook the other day. It's wonderful how medicine has progressed. I rejected much of it at first, but I realize now that I'm simply behind the times. It's been quite some time since I've educated myself on modern science, it seems.
It's great that you're so open to it.
I used to be very close-minded, you know. But in the life of medicine treats you, it's life a minute. Yeah.
Alright, I got the giggles now.
Yeah. Alright.
I don't even want to look at the screen.
I used to be very close-minded, you know. But a life in medicine teaches you to always be open to new ideas. I had a colleague. Have I ever told you about Killian?
You haven't.
Wonderful surgeon, wonderful man. He was always so open to things. New ideas, experiences. Taught me a lot. Eleanor, I was thinking, since I seem to be utterly useless as a teacher, why don't I turn this lecture into something more of a debate? I believe we could stand there learning from each other. You and the other students here.
It's your lecture, Seamus. I'm sure the higher-ups won't mind.
Right, yes. Your higher-ups. Go on and let them know. Maybe this time they won't drag me away.
You know that was for your own health, Seamus. If we only ever...
Please, don't try to persuade me. Now, I know I act rashly. In the heat of things. Stubborn old man, not at all ready to finish my lecture. Please, just don't lump yourself with them, dear. Go on and grab my seat now.
Records show that a Killian McBride who worked with SCP-948 between 1961 and 1980 in the Mater Hospital. His close friendship with SCP-948 was noted by their mentors from early in their residencies, and there is evidence that they stayed in contact following McBride's move to America in 1980 to pursue a well-paid position in Johns Hopkins Hospital, Baltimore.
Oh, Eleanor, leaving so soon?
You know me, Seamus, always trying to slip out early. I'm actually going to be gone for a while.
Before you say that, I've been meaning to ask you something. Not quite relevant to the lecture, Eleanor, but...
Yes?
Well, I was reading DSM-5 and I couldn't find any entry for, homosexuality. Could it have another name now, perhaps? I saw that gender dysphoria was finally added, but I must say that it was rather an improvement, at least in my view.
Well, it was considered somewhat backward to consider it a mental illness. There's nothing wrong with being gay or bi or whatever, it's just cultural bias. Lots of people reckon it should be the same with dysphoria, actually. Are you aware of the referendum? The one people have been wearing all those yes pins for, it's to legalize marriage equality across all genders. Passed last week.
Well, I think that's a wonderful step forward in thinking. Truly wonderful. My friend Killian, he had always been delighted. He was one, a gay man. He'd have been delighted.
You don't talk about him much.
Killian was an activist when they were rather dire. It wasn't a good time, and Killian had courage to speak up. I never did. Always too scared to lose my job, I guess. I shouldn't be talking about this in the middle of a lecture. Rather unprofessional. My apologies. Well, where were we? Right. Okay, counseling the parents of children who have been recently diagnosed with terminal disease. Tough topic. Follow-up investigation by American branches of the foundation show that McBride was fired from his job in Johns Hopkins Hospital following a diagnosis of
You got the hint.
Following a diagnosis of HIV/AIDS in December 1982. McBride died of pneumonia June. Oh my god.
So
dude,
hilarious.
It's
just you fucking this is so serious, but
it's so fucking it's fucked up, and then I'm just sitting here giggling about it.
Whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've got a grip on it now.
McBride died of McBride died of pneumonia in June 1984, leaving a large part of his estate to 948. Based on average delivery speeds between Baltimore and Dublin at the time, it is estimated 948 would have received news of McBride's death and his inheritance between the 21st and the 28th of June, 1 or 2 weeks before beginning his lecture. Wait. June.
Yeah, McBride died June 84, leaving all the money to SCP
between the 21st and the 28th of June.
1 to 2 weeks before the beginning of his lecture. And this is the 12th of
December. No,
that's September.
It's the 9th of
9th of December.
Yeah, because remember, it's going fucking different days. So
right.
This is well after then, right?
You're well after.
Okay.
So 6 months later. Doctor, could I interrupt you for a bit?
Seamus, dear. Call me Seamus.
Seamus, could I ask you something personal?
Some medical ailment, Eleanor? You're usually rather healthy, at least to my knowledge.
It's sort of a health thing, I guess. I wouldn't ask like this normally, but I'm just fed up with dealing with it myself.
Feel free to share. I'm not under oath, but I promise not to pass it on. Not a soul will hear what you say here, I swear it.
You do know we're recorded here, right?
Well, I'd forgotten, but yes. Does rather take the wind out of my sails. Regardless, Eleanor, I'd be happy to help you with whatever your issue is.
Do you know why I was assigned to you, Seamus?
I'd assume it was due to how well we got on.
Originally, though, before we officially met, when I've only observed your lectures.
Well, no, I wasn't aware that you were assigned to me in any sense that early on.
It's because I don't experience... Well, my file says I'm resistant to SCP-948's calming effect, but what it really means is I don't get all happy and dopey when I walk in here because I don't. I'm not happy, Seamus. I don't know if I'm able to be happy.
Eleanor, that's terrible. I'm glad you're talking with me, though, before you go off and, before you go making rash decisions.
I already have. I tried to kill myself last year, and that's why I haven't been around for a while. I don't think you noticed.
Eleanor, my God, I really don't know what to say.
That's, yeah, I wouldn't either, honestly.
Please, Eleanor, what can I do for you?
Can you fix me?
Eleanor, what you're asking... You don't fix people, not in that way.
You fixed others, though. I've seen it just by talking, lecturing, bones healed, skin patched, giant scars just gone. You cured a kid of cancer after a day of reading up on it, so you can fix me, right? You have to be able to.
Eleanor, what you're describing is impossible. That's not how medicine works.
But I've seen you do it. Not read about it, not seen it on a camera, but actually watched as you cured people without even touching them. Look. I've got a book on depression and brain chemistry shit in my bag. Can you just...
No, these things you claim, either you're lying or there's some perversion in your sick mind. Don't push your madness on me. Ask me to play along. I'm a man of medicine, Eleanor. Of science. Never in my life has someone come with me with such astounding lies. I thought better of you.
You can't even imagine I'm telling the truth? That there are wonders of science you've never dreamed of? You've been lecturing for 32 years, Seamus, non-stop. You never stop to wonder how you manage that?
Don't be absurd. I can't stop. Just pack up and waltz out into a world I don't recognize. A world without. Look, I'm here now, and I'm teaching, and that's all that matters. All that matters. You don't know what it means to try to live in a world that doesn't accept you. A world where you're a damn criminal for who you are. A world without him. I've been monstrous just now, Eleanor. I didn't think I had it in me to lash out like that. I hope you can accept that I am truly sorry for have spoken to you in that way. In truth, I suspected myself for, well, I suppose for a number of decades. What you've been through, I've been through myself, and in my own way. Denying reality, trying to find out a way. Eleanor, what you're asking of me, it won't work. You don't fix anger and heartbreak like you fix muscle and sinew. What you need is a therapist. Someone more up-to-date within this old corpse.
I have a therapist now, actually. I had to, so I could be cleared to work at LA. She's lovely. But it's all just so fucking frustrating, you know? Every 2 steps forward.
One step back?
Yeah.
I never understood that expression, to be quite frank. Ultimately, aren't you one more step forward each time? I can't magic away your pain, Eleanor. But I can talk. I've always been here to. Can't bloody escape, really. I'm a hell of a workaholic.
I'm terrible, aren't I? Always trying to slip out early.
Now, Eleanor. You mustn't joke about that. You're one of my favorites. So, the whole thing is Eleanor basically asking the doctor
to help cure her.
Of the gay?
No, she's just miserable and he makes everybody happy.
Oh, see, what I was fucking getting out of that is that she was also that way. Like, oh, okay, never mind. I honestly literally thought it was something about her also being that way.
I don't think she is.
All right, that's it. Fucking into that. I don't know whether there's this link for the therapist, but so this was actually it's the student Eleanor finding some comfort within Seamus, so that she can talk about. She was also assigned to him. Where's the calming effect? Many people entering the theater while lecturing report feeling refreshed and safe regardless of their previous condition.
Except for her.
Eleanor is going to him to, become, like, she wanted to get rid of her depression. She's been, I guess, been therapy, medication, stuff like that, and it's not working. She's been reading it up on herself. Here's about Seamus and his, abilities to help people that way. And and for whatever reason, it's just not working on her, which is kind of sad. But he's also seems there to be struggling with his own choices in life with him and whoever split and went to John Hopkins, McBride.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was a nice short one. It was a nice change of pace, even though we've been here for a long time because we've been struggling.
A lot of struggle.
But no, this one, it's not terrible, but I am going to give a low rating of 2. It was easy to read. It was
not easy to read.
Not for us, it wasn't easy for us to read, but it was easy to read. It was easy to pay attention and stay along here. Nothing too big. It's just, this man, his weird ability, his calming effect that people find comfort in.
It was interesting. I'll give it that. I'll probably rate it the same.
All right. Well, with that being said, I do thank you for stopping by again this morning and reading another random SCP with me.
Sure. Anytime.
And then for everybody listening, thank you for stopping by here on the Going with Rogue channel, supporting the Safely Controlled podcast, and keep your ear to the ground for the next episode. Until then, we'll see you
Later.